say Lord, you say Lord. I say shout to the Lord. Shout to the Lord. Didn't even have to ask you to say it. Amen. You may be seated. Good job.
Good morning. Today's first reading comes from Psalm 89, verses 1 through 4 and 15 through 18. I will sing of your steadfast love, O Lord, forever. With my mouth I will proclaim your faithfulness to all generations. I will declare your steadfast love is established forever. Your faithfulness is as firm as the heavens. You said, I have made a covenant with my chosen one. I have sworn to my servant David. I will establish your descendants forever and build your throne for all generations. Happy are the people who know the festal shout, who walk, O Lord, in the light of your countenance. They exalt in your name all day long and extol your righteousness. For you are the glory of their strength. By your favor our horn is exalted. For our shield belongs to the Lord, our King to the Holy One of Israel. Thus ends the first reading.
Whoever welcomes you welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Whoever welcomes a prophet in the name of a prophet will receive a prophet's reward, and whoever welcomes a righteous person in the name of a righteous person will receive the reward of the righteous. And whoever gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones in the name of a disciple, truly, I tell you, none of these will lose their reward. This is the word of God to the people of God. Thanks be to God. Psalm 89. That's the first reading you heard from Kathy this morning. And the song that the choir will sing today is based on Psalm 89. In verse 1 we hear, I will sing of your steadfast love, O Lord, forever. With my mouth I will proclaim your faithfulness to all generations. Our foundation. I will proclaim your faithfulness. We even sing this in many songs that we sing as a Christian church. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, God's mercies I see. We sing that often. Verse 3, we hear, I have made a covenant with my chosen one. What do we sing? Standing on the promises of God, our King. Yes. Oh yeah, standing on the promises of God. That's some of it. But this morning, I would like us to reflect on verse 15, because that's what just came to me when I read this text again a week ago. Happy are the people who know the festal shout, who walk, O Lord, in the light of your countenance. They exalt in your name all day long, and they extol your righteousness. Happy are the people who know the festal shout, F-E-S-T-A-L. When I think of the festal shout, what comes to my mind is watching the old television show with Carol Burnett, and when she would do the Tarzan yell. Doesn't it? I won't try it, don't worry about that. That could get ugly. Only Carol Burnett could do that and shout in that Tarzan yell. But is that a festal shout that we're talking about this morning? The question comes to mind when we read this text. Happy are the people who know the festal shout, who walk in the Lord in the light of your countenance. They exult in your name all day long, and they extol, praise enthusiastically your righteousness. Who are these people? Would people that we meet on the street, would our friends and our loved ones, would our family say this about us? Do we extol? This text is an invitation to live a joyous life, no matter what comes along in our lives, to live a joyous life. If you take Psalm 89 as a whole, it's about the faithfulness of God. So often in sermons and on Sunday we talk about our faithfulness. What do we need to do to be faithful people, to be faithful Christians, to be a faithful husband, a faithful wife and all. But we misread this text. This text is about God's faithfulness to us. If you look back in these scriptures, they're filled with the message of God's faithfulness to us, even to the point of giving His Son. Verses 1 through 37, they celebrate God's ability to provide victory to Israel because it's about David and God keeping the promises He made to David. The first part of this psalm celebrates the faithfulness that God had and displays here. But what's interesting, the second half of the psalm is about despair. It is, because that battle wasn't won by David. Even though it was proclaimed in the first half, it wasn't won by David. But what we miss is that David might not have won the battle, but God won the war. And we lose sight of that so often. God's idea of victory and protection is where we often need discernment in our lives. Because we're human, and sometimes we get caught up in that part of ourselves, but we're made up of, we're human and we're also divine. We need to rely on that divine side and say yes to it. Now, verse 15 proclaims that happy are the people who know the festal shout and who walk in God's light. If you look at different translations, the word happy in other translations is translated to blessed. Blessed are the people who know the festal shout, and because they walk in the light of God. And that takes me over to the Beatitudes in Matthew chapter 5. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, blessed are the meek, blessed are those who hunger, blessed are the merciful, blessed are the pure in heart, blessed are the peacemakers, blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake. That's what Jesus shares with us in chapter 5 of Matthew. Because Jesus invites us to look at things in a different way. And that's what we're invited to do. There's a person who wrote a different, her name is Ashley Harness. She wrote a modern day version of the Beatitudes. And I really like her version. Because to what Jesus says, she adds, blessed are the women. Blessed are the LGBTQ community. Blessed are the babies and children. Blessed are the aging and the elders. Blessed are the poor and those who work too many jobs to make ends meet and those who can't find a job. Blessed are those who weep and mourn and live with mental illness. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Blessed are those who survive sexual violence and abuse. Blessed are those who speak their truth. Blessed are indigenous, and blessed are their sovereign sacred land. Blessed is the earth under the siege of climate change. Blessed are those who are disabled. Blessed are those who are persecuted. Blessed are the merciful. And she ends, blessed are the peacemakers. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up to the mountain, and after he sat down, his disciples came to him. Then he began to speak and taught them, saying, from Matthew 5, verses 1 and 2, Holy One, help me remember I am blessed, so that I might be a living blessing to others. But we need to add another one to this morning. Blessed are those who are faithful, for God is faithful to his children. Faithfulness is the topic of this song from Psalms 30, chapter 89. So I ask you now if you would turn the lights down a little and share the picture that I supplied. Now I want you to know we have another cat story today. Oh, that's better, just like that. Now, don't share it yet. Yeah, you can. 2 years ago, I buy a condo, and I move in. And I'll be honest, there was so much to do. It needed rehab, and it needed everything. So, you move in and you do the priority items, right? Well, I noticed that the bathtub, the spout would leak water, and I'm not very handy, so that wasn't a priority, so I put it off for a few months. But, I would always notice the bathtub spout drop. And at that time, I had one cat, and I noticed what the cat would do. I would always have a bowl of fresh water for her, bottled water, not tap. But she would sit in the bathtub, and she would drink the water. It was the best thing in the world. That water, I said to myself, does it taste better than the water I went out and bought for you? But she'd sit in the bathtub and drink and drink and drink. And I won't say how many months it was, but I finally had a plumber in, and the plumber fixed the leak. Well, that's been 1.5 years ago, and the cat still sits there and looks at the spout like, for 1.5 years, and not a drop of water has come out. And every time I go into the bathroom, she's sitting there. She's teaching me about faithfulness. If my faith could be so strong. Wow. And then 3 months ago, I get the new kitten. Now, I couldn't get a picture of this, but 2 days ago, I go into the bathroom. There she is sitting there, and the new kitten sitting behind her. What do you do? And I'm like, what are you spreading the word? That 1.5 years ago, water came out from there, and it's going to come again. She's spreading the gospel. The water, the living water, comes from that spout. I love that. Oh, that's a good idea. Turn on the water. That's a message in its own. But there's a double message there. Because sometimes we need faith like that. We do. And that's what the gospel teaches us. In our faith, be patient, for God is in control. But in other times, there are some things that aren't working in our life, and we need to move on. Because water's never going to come out of that spout again. So we can learn from both sides of that about faith and what we need to grow and to live through the living waters. When our humanity entices us towards fear and doubt, may through our divinity, may we choose faithfulness. I was writing the work the other day, and I actually pulled over and wrote that down. It said, when our humanity entices us towards fear and doubt, may through our divinity, may we choose faithfulness, because it's a choice. It's her choice. May we choose the joy of faithfulness when around us we feel darkness and despair. And that's what happened in the psalm. Because at first we're all, it's the pep rally before the battle doesn't go so well. But I believe the text invited us, even in the midst of that, to be centered in joy. Now the festal shout, and every time I say festal, I think of Vestal Goodman. That's a different vestal. But the Hebrew word can be used to convey such things as trumpets blowing and war cries and all that. But the Psalms, it usually denotes a shout of acclamation or joy towards God. So when we say the festal shout, it's acclamation, joy towards God. I mean, I want somebody to say, this guy's really weird. He's happy. I've had that happen. What drugs are you on? I'm high on my love for God. I love even through the challenges and things come along, I want to see through that darkness and see and live in the light. So to know the festal shout, though, it expresses joy that comes from experiencing God's steadfast love for us and God's faithfulness for us. But the festal shout is something that can't be done alone. It's done collectively. Is how that works. One yell can't be the festal shout. As Sarge demonstrated here and you participated in, that's a festal shout. Now, I've heard the festal shout myself a few months ago when I was sitting in Howard's bedside in the emergency room after he'd been hit by a car. He had blood literally running down his side of his head, and he gave thanksgiving that God protected him and that the accident wasn't worse. To me, that's a festal shout, because he started singing, God's eye is on the sparrow. In the midst of this despair and gloomness around him, that's all he could see. I saw and heard the festal shout last Thursday when one of our guests who's been attending Ruth Ministry says, Pastor, she got enrolled in a school to learn how to be a tech. My graduation is October 15th, and you and Sarge will be there at the graduation. Of course. And I said, that's my birthday too, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate than being at your graduation. The festal shout. And I heard this shout this week when a pillar of the LGBT community passed away, and our church reached out, and it'll be holding a celebration of life for this person. And people will come together, celebrate his life, sitting in these pews. July 29th, the last Saturday in this month, they came to us, the New River Orchestra. They're going to have a concert here, an orchestra here. And the proceeds from the concert benefit children who are bullied. There will be a children's choir to actually sing. And we're nervous. What if we have this concert and you have more people in the orchestra and more people in the church, the youth choir, then we have sitting in the pews come to hear them and support them. I'll put it out there. But what we can do is to come and attend and support the event. What we can do is come invite somebody to come with us that might not come on a Sunday morning, but they come, and how could you not be filled by what's going to happen that night? What we can do is work to help that event that's going to make a difference in our community successful. That will be a festal shout. To each one of those children that are here, to each one of the people in the orchestra, to the New River Orchestra and beyond. It'll make it incredible, because I know we're all busy, But what we can do to make the Festal shout is to be here and support such an important program. Wow. The Festal shout. 1 Thessalonians 5:16 says, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." Rejoice. Rejoice. I want to go back because we had some church language in there. Happy are the people who know the festal shout, the celebratory shout, who walk, O Lord, in the light of your countenance, your support, who walk in the light of your support, David is sharing with us. They exalt, strange word, they show jubilation in your name all day long, not just when they feel good. And they extol, they praise enthusiastically your righteousness. So let's take the church words out and put the real words in. Happy are the people who know the celebratory shout, who walk in the Lord in the light of your support. They show jubilation in your name all day long, and they praise enthusiastically your righteousness. Doesn't that work a lot better than it does for me? In today's context, in today's words. Last week's message was kind of strange. You know, I'll have to be honest. The message was about peace. And God continues to do that with us. God knew that Sarge, my best friend, would pass, one of our best friends, would pass last week. And I feel like God was preparing us for that. Because Jesus says, my peace I give to you, or peace I give to you, my peace I leave with you, not peace of this world. And we both needed that this week. And then after that happened, we get the news. I said, oh my heavens, this Sunday's message about joy and jubilation. How can that be? How can I get that out of the way to deliver through the Holy Spirit the message today? But it had everything to do with it. Because what we learned from the scriptures today is that peace and joy go hand in hand. In our mission statement, I love, because this Psalm 89 is about passion also. And Russell was one passionate person. But I love in our mission statement, I just noticed that when we read it a few minutes ago, we are passionate followers of Christ. We are passionate followers of Christ, and may it be so. Amen. Amen.
was reading an article by one of the ministers from UCC last week, and prayer creates change. I know that many years ago when I came out, I was having a hard time, had a family. And so I went to a therapist, and I went about 9 times. And every time I would go, he would say that he could cure me. And every time I would say, I don't want to be cured. But after repeating everything that I said to him 9 times, I realized that I had the strength. It wasn't him making that change. And so internally, when we pray to God, we change, we evolve, because we reassure ourselves of the things that we need in our lives. Now let us sing the prayer that Jesus taught us.
chosen servant, and he can rely on me. Giving him my love to last forever, he shall rise in my name.
Yesterday, before we do that, we're cleaning up the street because our church sponsors 6th Avenue to clean up Howard leads that ministry too. So we're wearing these yellow vests. So after we cleaned up the streets, I felt it was so bush I wanted to have breakfast in it. And all the people came back by and they said, "Thank you for cleaning up the streets." And I said, "We love our earth and we believe we should take care of it." So we work 7 days a week around here. So in this world, our hands literally are God's hands. And our feet are God's feet. And our words are God's words. May it be so as we leave to go in peace and serve and love the Lord. Amen. Amen.
touched today by God's love and grace while viewing our worship service, and we hope to see you in person one day. We at the United Church of Christ, Fort Lauderdale, are an open and affirming church that believes in equality for all. We have many ministries that reach out to the needs of those in our community, and there's always something here for everyone to be involved in. We believe that God is still speaking and that our ministry outreach can only continue its vital mission in bringing people to Christ through the support of people just like you. Please visit our website, uccftl.org, for more information about us, to submit a prayer request, or even donate to the church if you have been moved by the Spirit. You will help us in God's work in our ministry outreach. We look forward to hearing from you soon, and we hope to see you next week. May God's peace and love be with each and every one of you. And remember, God is still speaking.